rubbish. MVP, ViCi. MVP with the lead, and again, not a single piece of utility or kit, nothing being purchased by MVP and ViCi. They're all at the bottom of the ladder. They're expecting this aggression from MVP PK.
Grenades don't kill people, guns kill people. And to be able to kill people better, I'm going to get myself a nice stylish vest. I'm sure you could rock a vest as well over there, Blair.
You were rocking a vest last night, but
Was I?
yeah, you were.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you were rocking a vest, and here we go. ViCi figures out that there are at least a couple of players towards connector, and they go for a long take with the Glock, something which you don't see that often. You know, obviously one USP at the 8 bombs, that could be a problem, but you have the player ready and waiting, and it's going to be... Actually, no one's there, and Freeman's going to be pushing in nice smokes there to keep the player in bank at bay, and it's going to be retake time. There is a flank coming in the form of Zine. He's far away, and he's going to have to duel it out with Alman. And is slowly sneaking up here. Who's going to win this duel? And Zine immediately snaps onto his head. There is no kit. The bomb is planted. You need to make haste as Freeman will find Stacks. He's still going to stick on around. And HSK spots 2 players out. Fights 1. Doesn't get a second kill. Freeman will find him. But Zeph replies back in quick succession to V2. And makes it a 1v2. Zeph is going to be stuck alone. He doesn't quite land his shots. Zoking doing the dance macabre will find him doing the left and right hops. And it is going to be the pistol round going the way of ViCi. They take both the pistol rounds. The opening pistol rounds of both the maps.
Easy stuff there for ViCi.
Actually, I take it back. MVP won the first pistol round.
Yeah.
They won both the pistol rounds.
As long as you say it with conviction and with confidence, Blair, we're all going to believe you. No one's going to actually go look.
See, man, I don't like lying.
And the one guy in the chat that calls you out, no one's going to remember that in about 5 seconds.
Wow, are you calling on chat here?
I would never.
Are you calling on Twitch chat? Do you really want to take that fight, man?
No. Get away. I'm scared.
All right, so I wonder if they removed the Pepe memes from chat.
I hope not. Yeah. What would be left if there was no Pepe?
Well, one thing's there. Overwatch would be crying if there was Pepe. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We love Counter-Strike. That's the game we love. And it is 1-0 to ViCi. And look at the nades being purchased. 3 nades for MVP PK. Nothing else. And they're waiting. They are waiting.
Because sometimes teams will either contact Monster or just fast rush into B with the flashbangs over the high right and the Molotov onto the barrels over there. And they just go straight in there. So it's a nice little nade setup to be able to deal with that kind of a play. But that's not what's going to be happening. Instead, ViCi will be walking very slowly onto the A-bomb site.
They will indeed. Bomb getting planted. And MVP will, of course, be going for the buy into the next turn, one would assume. Hence, they have there's no need for them to really hold on to this nades. They're going to just pushing in and trying to inflict a bit of damage here. What are you going to toss in this nades? They expect someone over the truck. Who's that? That's Zoking. Oh, it was nice knowing you, Zoking. Completely, utterly destroyed is Zoking. Poor guy, dude. I feel bad for him. He's like, I'm safe here next to the truck. And then the 3 nades sail in. Zeta doing a bit more damage. Runs out of bullets for the USP, and he will be found out. The UMP is going to work there. It's a pretty decent sum of money being collected. The AK will be picked up as well. And ViCi will get round number 2.
Lost 2 guns there. So now it's going to be the first gun round. I don't know how good this money is over on the side of MVP. Probably, yeah, that's what I thought. Glass cannon for HSK and not the best utility for the rest of the lads. So it is going to be the 3-man A setup over for MVP PK. HSK going to be getting his wriggle on over towards party with the aggression from Zeta. While old mate over there holds on to connector. And Zeta, you have to say, on the CT side, is so good at finding that opening pick with the AUG. He was doing it on Inferno as well.
The AUG work by these CTs are really phenomenal indeed. And look at that Zeph and Stacks to get a Stacks, finds another player. And ViCi are getting shut down, although Alman does reply back. And Zeph, he knows that most probably is a player towards Monster. He peeks out. Kaze spreads perfectly. But Zeph is ready and waiting. Kaze, will we spot him or not? Zeph just waiting it out. Kaze trying to go for the pre-fire, but Zeph is ready.
That's
and
the
Zine
AUG.
is there as well. The AUG is such a beast.
The 1B factor.
The one big factor. Nothing else matters. Not the tactics, not the nades, not the utility, not the comms, not the strategies. The AUG is what decides everything, Pilly. I wish I had an AUG in my life.
Yeah, well, we can't all be so lucky, Blair. Also rich. Now that they've raised the price again.
Well, for ViCi, the fact that it did lose a couple of players in the second round means that money is not great, at least for a few of his players. And look at the buy coming in. Oh, okay then, Freeman. Calm down, son. As HSK will get completely, utterly wrecked. And Azine is trying to stay or stick around, ensuring that the AWP doesn't fall into the hands of his opponents. And backup has arrived as well. But Kaze, the worst guy you could give that AWP to, but he's alone, as the rest of his teammates have fallen by the wayside. And what can Kaze do with his AWP is the question. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to toss it away. Goodbye, money. And now he's going to be going in and probably going to just jump to his death.
But he has to have a quick ride on the side first. Run through the playground.
I really like what Kaze did. Some players would have just tried to go for the kills, but how much money are you going to get from the AWP, right? You're just going to get a couple, like maybe $600 if you get 2 kills. That's about it. So Kaze, smartly, for those of you wondering, the small little things which he does which I really like. For those of you wondering why he tossed the Glock out, it's because if he picked up the Deagle while he had the Glock in his hands, it would have shown the animation of the Glock being tossed away, which would have given away his position. So small little things which these players, these professional players do. So cool to see.
Yep, and he has no money, Blair, so he's going to be a little bit sadder than his teammates after all those fun efforts. Probably just going to have to buy an up.
Did he die after the timer?
I can't remember.
I think it did. That's the only reason that makes sense. But anyway, 2-2. Scores are tied. MVP are back into this one.
Yep, they have a pretty great economy now. HSK's got himself an AWP, lots of AUGs and AKs. Things are looking pretty swell over in MVP town. ViCi, pretty slow approach from them, pretty centralized towards this underpass. Probably just going to be double walking up with Advent and Zoki to take control of that. Fairly passive approach over towards that B monster area, and HSK missing a bit of an opportunity, but does actually tag. And they're going to push for this frag. Great punish from Ormond with the Galil over there. That's going to be a nice man advantage for ViCi on their default round, which was absolutely fed to them by MVP. Will they be able to convert this round, though?
Okay.
Spammed by Ormond.
That's a very late round spam, to be honest, and it does force him away. Although, just the one casualty, Mr. Zeph has been taken down, but that's actually... Is there? Yeah, there is one player towards the A-bomb set, and we see the rotation taking place now. Slowly, but surely, ViCi announcing the presence. They're done waiting, and Zine's in a very rough spot. He can get caught out here, and Freeman finds him, and at that time, Zoking taking down HSK means MVP will have to go for this. That was a very half-assed hold towards the A-bomb side. That was very, very suspect for MVP.
Pretty difficult to be able to hold on in that scenario. You've lost all map control. You've lost the first pick for pretty much no gain. It's a very, very difficult spot for MVP to come away with. I would have actually, and what you will see a lot of the better teams on Overpass do is whenever you're at a disadvantage on Overpass, because there's so many opportunities for CT aggression to come out, that's exactly what you need to do. You need to push in the 4-on-5. That's exactly what MVP did not do, and they will lose all their players. They will lose this economy they've worked so hard for, and they're going to give Ormond the AWP upgrade from the Galil. And guess who that AWP is going to?
Let me guess here. I
Advent.
wonder who could go to Advent.
Strong candidate.
Kaze. Kaze is going to pick up the AWP. Of course it will. And he...
I wish you guys would have seen what player did. He said, and shook his head while making an affirmative sound.
This man, that Tai Lu game broke me deep down inside somewhere. So I am getting back into this. I am trying to, you know...
I promise you guys, like... I may be laughing and it sounds like I'm dying. I am a little bit. I promise I don't often sound like I smoke 40-pack a day.
Just 30.
Yeah.
Well, MVP with pretty much a full eco, just a couple of upgraded pistols. ViCi should have this one in the bag, sorry. And for those of you just tuning in, wondering what has happened here, Tai Lu have been defeated by 5 power and 2-1 in the first game. The second game of the day is, of course, this one we're watching right now, where MVP have the 1 map lead. That is on their map pick on Inferno.
And I thought we were going to get a nice, clean group. Well, nothing can be clean in Asian CS, especially when Zine is picking off Freeman in the side and running away with the AUG. It's a play you wouldn't want to give it to. this long control for ViCi might be the key to winning this round, especially now that they can see that MVP is stacking over towards that B bomb site. Excellent stuff from ViCi. They're just going to go over towards A, nice and early on. And Zeph in the connector might be able to find 1 or 2 more frags potentially if he finds the right timing. But as I was saying, I thought it was going to be a nice clean group. Blair, I was looking at all the names on paper and I'm thinking, wow, these teams, they've improved so much. They've learned to play structured Counter-Strike, all of them. I've really enjoyed watching this Asian scene develop. And then that game happened.
Yeah, it's a pretty much a rude awakening, but we still have a lot of CS remaining. Tomorrow is, of course, going to be, I do believe it will be 5-Power versus MVP or 5-Power versus ViCi, whatever, like one of these games. Or we might even see ViCi and Tyloo. I think ViCi and Tyloo is the final day game. I could be wrong there. Anyway, tomorrow we do have some more interesting games as well. For now, though, we're still very much in this particular series. ViCi, 4 rounds on the T side, with 6 rounds played on Overpasses. No mean feat at all.
Absolutely. And it is their map pick, so you'd expect them to do just that. Very well on the T side. MVP, are you going to buy up into this one? Looks like they will do so. Normal sort of setup, a bit more normality restored rather than those 3 players over towards the A site. Is 3 towards B, 2 towards A. Sign just a little bit of nade pressure over towards the playground there. HSK playing retake on long with the AWP. Basically both him and Zine are just trying to get a pick and fall back. Not really playing together as you often would see the CTs on Overpass A side.
A very slow T side coming from ViCi here. They aren't really... They're just waiting for MVP to aggress. Because if you remember Inferno, there was a lot of CT side aggression coming up from MVP. We had those pushes down mid. We had those pushes towards Banana. A lot of aggression from MVP at ViCi. Are predicting that here. Although now we do have the 2-man long setup, the anti-flash.
And I like this from MVP.
And they have sent up a player as well towards an A bomb site. I think it is Zeta who's making his way there. Or is he? Not sure about that. Zine catches Freeman staring at his shoelaces. He was trying to line up a smoke, but the timing. What is the timing on that peak? That is amazing. And that's going to force ViCi, because they have no map control towards A, they're going to just gamble on going for this B bomb site with 2 players already in waiting. But look at the positioning here. Zeph, flashbang primed, looking to the heavens, praying to God to time it right. And flashbang comes out, and unfortunately, it's not going to really work on out. Zeph finds one. Zeph gets a second kill as well. Zeta strikes from above, and it's all on Mr. Kaze. And unfortunately, he actually gets a dink onto Mr. Zine, but he will not get the frag. And the dual op setup, did he pick up the op? Yes, it did. It is going to be, yes, it is. It's going to be HSK and Stacks.
No, Zeta, please.
I want to see Zeta op again. I really want to see Zeta op again. It's been a while.
Yeah. No, it's going to be Stacks. I'm upset. I'm disappointed. And I hope they'd lose this round.
You always sound disappointed, Pelly.
What?
You always sound
unbelieliable.
It's like you look at, like, you wake up in the morning and like, why am I getting up again?
You've only known sick me. This is an unfair assessment of me as a person, Blair. Although, like, I'm a little bit scared it might be a bit too accurate. Regardless, MVP, very passive setup right from the start of the round, which is pretty weird considering on Overpass you need to kind of look for some kind of semblance of control or aggression to either find a kill or some information in the early round. But MVP, they're not interested in anything that makes sense in the modern era of Counter-Strike and the meta. They're just going to play it how they're comfortable playing it. And you know what? If that works for them, then I'm fine with that.
Is that it? Just lining up. Is that a smoke? Yeah, that is a smoke. He will fade away to the B bomb site. ViCi still with 46 seconds. This is a very weird T side from ViCi. They're not really going for real map control, just like milling around that, the first half of the bathroom area. It's not really going full-fledged. Like, they're not really going for any full-fledged control of any part of the map right now, just kind of like floating around. And then Freeman will just try to sell something over here, perhaps maybe try to be a lurk or whatever, and then they're going to be going for this B hit. This could actually work on out, although it looks like it seems to... Uh-oh. Connection problem. That is not a good sign at all. I'm not sure if it's a server. I'm not sure if it's our connection, but yeah, that's not good. That's not good. I'm not sure what's happening. Hopefully, I should get a word in my ear as to whether it was our connection, maybe the server died or something. We don't know right now, but yeah, um, I don't know. Pilly, stop looking at your phone. We're on camera.
Oh, are we? I was checking whether I was going to go look at the scoreboard and see.
Actually, we can do that.
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to do. I was going to look at the scoreboard to see if that how that round played out. What's wrong with that, player? Come on, man.
we
I'm just
actually
trying
do
to do
that.
my job.
Sorry, man. Like, we're going to look at the scoreline and let you guys
Yeah,
on HLTV.
it's still going. We're reconnecting into the server now, the GoTV.
Ah, there we go. So it's not the server going down. That's a good thing. At least we can reconnect back real quickly, and that shouldn't be a problem. So the server's up and ready. You want to do a cast of the kill feed?
Well, it's already done. ViCi just won that round, and Orman killed 4 people, which probably would have been exciting to watch. But unfortunately, we won't get to see it. And MVP, their money is not doing very well at all. 2K across 3 of their players. 2 of them have 4K, so they're going to have to save.
I like this. We're gonna do a text cast for you guys, just in case you guys are like, I don't know what it is. So
I mean, this is how I usually watch the game, to be honest. I'm always doing something else, and I have to watch these Asian CS games like this most of the time on the scoreboard.
all right, we are reconnecting back into the server, ladies and gentlemen. But I think the game is resuming. So there we got it. It is an eco round coming out from MVP. Although that being said, Zeta does manage to get a frag with the USP of his, but it looks like it's going to be the round going the way of ViCi. So I don't see anything.
Oh, I don't know.
Sorry?
Sign is like...
He's getting kills?
He's getting a lot of kills. There was
Lord.
2 alive there for ViCi, so that's going to be pretty bad for their money.
Yeah, some pretty decent damage being dealt by MVP. This is ridiculous what we're doing right now, but it's all right. As long as you guys know what's happening in the game, I think we're doing a job.
Well,
6-3 though for ViCi. That's a pretty solid start, all things considered. And for MVP, they are going to be going for the buy here.
But they're scraping the bottom of the barrel. They don't have the best weaponry. HSK's got an AWP, and everyone else is kind of making
We're literally casting from our phones right now.
It's
so
pretty limited utility.
So in case you're wondering, like, why we're looking down, on the table, we're just trying to, make things work here. But yeah, 6-3, ViCi trying to get something done here. I mean, sorry, MVP trying to get something done with this buy. They have the UMP on Zeph, Zine with the M4, 2 AUGs, and an AWP. They have the weaponry. I can't see the utility, so I don't know what utilities
I know
they have.
from the money that they had, they don't have good util. ViCi playing this slow crawling T side, that'll probably work in their favour. If the CT don't have good utility over towards the P side in particular on Overpass, like your T side, you can just roll in there late round as soon as they've thrown their 1 or 2 smokes and mollies at the start of the round and usually wreak havoc. In general, I mean, this T side from ViCi has been pretty good. I'm thinking we're going to be heading towards the 3-mapper for this one in particular, Blair.
And the final map is going to be, of course, on Mirage, which could definitely go either way. I've seen MVP be very dominant on the CT side and completely fall flat on the T side.
Look at this round in particular, though. 40 seconds and no one's taken a point of damage on either team.
I wonder if they're disconnected as well.
Maybe.
35 seconds, and no one has seen anyone. No one has done any damage, inflicted any damage on anyone. This is kind of...
getting a bit suspect. Oh, there we go. HSK is going to kill Orman.
25 seconds, they go for the hit, and they are getting completely, utterly destroyed here. As Freeman and Kaze going to be 2 players left alive, and yeah, it's going to be Freeman alone, and he's going to fall. And that is going to be round number 4 for MVP. There we go. Zeph and Stack survive. Do they save the AWP in time? I don't think they do. So just the UMP and the AUG saved into the next round. So 4-6 will be the scoreline. We're still stuck trying to connect into the server, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick update. The admin team has informed me to tell you guys that we are trying to reconnect back into the server, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's not working out right now. Okay, quick break. We'll be back. Hopefully, things have been fixed by then.
Alright, so back into the action. And now ViCi, looks like MVP's come straight back into this game. Have taken a little bit of damage to the economy, but really starting to build up the money here. ViCi scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of the cash, because they did try to force and then followed it up with a save, and now they've got enough to buy. So MVP definitely making a good run on this CT side, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, Blair, because ViCi's already got 6 rounds on T.
VP has 6 rounds on T. Yeah, that could be a problem here, but knowing MVP, Freeman lucky to escape with his life there. So we do have him alive and just barely alive at 2 HP. A lot of rearranging from MVP towards long, ensuring there's no one there. They can kind of reposition themselves. Although Alman, they might actually come out towards long. This could actually work on the way of MVP PK. They have 2 players there, and it's going to be H escape. He gets the kill, and that's going to immediately force the rest of the T's to push in. They're actually going to be pushing in towards A. That's smart, but the bomb is far, far away and is isolated all by his lonesome. And Zine flanking them. Oh, this could be disastrous. This could be huge. Zine finds one. He's going to fall on back. He hears a player there, switches over to the AUG and spots the shadow out, but unfortunately not able to land a shot in time as Alman will pluck his head off. HSK left alone, but the rotation is taking place. What are they going to do here with 38 seconds on the clock? Zeph towards sandbags. The slight off-angle. Advent might not be expecting this. He opens the door. What's he trying to do? He's trying to sell a fake, perhaps? Yep, they know it's going to be an A hit. Zeph is conveying all the information, so both the players' stacks are rotating over towards that A bomb site. But it's a player already waiting. It's going to be HSK. And this should be almost impossible for ViCi to pull off at 14 seconds on the clock. HSK holds the line, sees the player, waits patiently, and now it's all on Alman, who does a bit of damage, but HSK re-peeks out, gets the frag. 7-6 for MVP PK.
I love when the CTs re-peek like that with the crouch. It looks like they're literally shooting out of their left toe. It's such a ridiculous hitbox for the T to be able to hit. It's going to reset ViCi's money once again, and sorry, ViCi's been having their money reset quite a bit by MVP since they got off to a strong start in this half, and that's what's really allowed MVP to come back with a force into this half in particular. So they're going to continue to do so. ViCi going to try to make do with the pistols, and you'd imagine that's going to be an 8th round for MVP on the board. And what was looking like a pretty grim half down at 6-3, I think it was for ViCi in the lead over MVP PK, has quickly been turned around once they got control of the money, Blair.
Well, let's see if that works out. MVP are in a good spot, like you said, Philippe, trying to make this 9-6. And trust me, they're going to need all the 9 rounds they can get here if they want to bring this one back. And look at the pace coming into ViCi. This is a problem. You allow this pistol to get so up close, you're going to get destroyed. But Zeta is there with that AUG of Piss. A nice snap around ViCi. For a moment, it looked like I was looking a little scary for MVP. But then again, we keep forgetting that Zeta, that guy is no slouch either.
Definitely not, although he refuses to AWP, which makes me very sad.
I don't think he refuses to AWP. I think it's more like it just gets like, no AWP for you. I shall be the AWPer now. Well, if you're an in-game leader, you have to listen to your captain, right?
No, but Stax is secondary AWPing over Zeta, which makes me a bit sad.
Maybe Zeta beat HSK in a 1v1 AWP duel, and Zeta and HSK was like, yeah, you're gonna regret that.
This is what we tune in for, Blair. The real lore of MVP PK, live from the Asian expert himself.
Yeah, listen, man, I hear
cold
things.
hard facts coming out here. ViCi, they have this short B control, which they might be able to use to turn into some kind of a B execute. They don't really have any pressure or map control over towards A, though, is the problem. And HSK is going to make his way over there towards that short position. Zoking would have heard him rotate and scope in, though, which is probably why ViCi are shifting so heavily over towards A right now. It's going to be on Zine and Zeta with this double AUG duo combo. A scary prospect to behold.
Well, the 6th year. MVP, like you said, Pilly, it makes me sad deep down inside not to see Zeta with his with the big green gun. They go together like peanut butter and jelly, where Zeta is the peanut butter and the AWP is the jelly.
So ViCi's winding up for this A execute, and MVP haven't really rotated accordingly. Zion's going to have to do a lot of damage from the front of bathrooms here. I think they're going to hard check in though. No, they don't. Ooh, nice trade though.
Oh, what a
Omen.
shot from Omen, but there is a guy's pushing out towards the truck, and guess who it... Oh, okay then, Stax. All right then, he finds 1, 2, 3, looking for more. The no-scope will not connect, but I think it's not enough, but Kaze, he's got to get the bomb down, and HSK is going to walk on in with the pistol, gets the kill. What a hero play that was from Stax, and that is going to be the half. 9-6 for MVP. Well, we don't know if it's going to be enough. To be honest, 6 rounds in the T-side on Overpass is quite a lot, especially if it is going to be your map pick. Will ViCi take it to map 2, or will the Korean Overlords take the series 2-0? Stay tuned and find out after a very quick break. Welcome back for this battle on this abandoned bridge in some God knows what German city. The odds are there. ViCi 1.85, MVP 1.8. This is just balance on a knife's edge here, Pilly.
It absolutely is, but you got to look at the context of the fact that ViCi got so many rounds on their T side of this map, and it is their map pick. We know how good their CT side is. So MVP going to have to dig deep to be able to close this one out 2-0. We're going to be heading on to Mirage here.
Mirage could be the decider, but for now, 9-6. Well, here's the thing. 6 rounds for ViCi on the T side. That could very well be enough. We know what these guys can do, especially if Kaze gets going with a big green gun of his, a big green zoom banger, zooming in and taking people down. It could be quite troublesome for MVP. But looking at MVP's T-side with Inferno, I was very impressed, Puli. The way they were taking map control, the way they were not just taking map control, but also utilizing that, like enabling that to in order to go for the side takes, but looking very, very solid indeed. Now let's see what they have in store here. The pistol rounds on the CD side have basically been 5 sets of USPs and armor this time around. It's a little bit more different. Flashes, couple of flashes, couple of smokes. One will be expended. Those flashes, that is to run towards long, and Almond will spot a couple of players out. He's going to be falling back towards the side of 3 players at A.
Look at the rotations off that B bomb site for ViCi. They're already all over it. And they do rotate back through maze. Not 100% it's going to be that A bomb site just yet, but Zoking should be spotting them out here.
He is getting pushed on out though, and he will actually find 2, but Kaze actually just finds 1 as Kaze replies back, taking down a danger man. And look at the rotation here. Advent waiting patiently, and this is a long rotate. This is a very long rotate coming out for MVP PK. That's going to allow a lot of time for ViCi to make the way back down, and that's going to be Advent going towards Heaven. Freeman, is he going to be pushing it towards CD? Yes, he is. The 2 players already waiting, and this could... Oh, HSK, if he gets this kill onto Kaze, that could be the round, but Kaze finds a frag and he sees no one else. Zeta and Stacks, they still taking a sweet time, slowly creeping up Monster, where 2 players are ready and waiting. It is going to be Freeman and Advent. As Stacks slowly creeping on up. Smoke, that's going to be the tell right there. Bomb dropped on over, and Zeta is going to be playing Guardian. He's got a P250. He's taking a bit of damage, although he did inflict a little bit on towards, I do believe it was Freeman. But Kaze snipes down Stacks, and it's all on Mr. Zeta. He needs to get an ace, and that's going to be nigh impossible here.
Even more impossible without his head. And that's going to be ViCi off to a good start on this CT side, already converting their good amount of rounds on the T side into what we can only assume will be a hell of a CT side. And MVP, they're going to actually force buy into this one. They don't want to let ViCi straight back into it. But Kaze has gone straight for the AWP in what you would assume to be an anti-eco scenario.
Well,
maybe some kind of an insane read.
Listen, man, Andrew Kong doesn't care.
Ooh, here we
yes,
go.
yes,
Right,
yes. With the scout. Oh.
Oh, he hesitates.
He can still wait, though. He can still find a lot of information here. Although, that being said, look at Kaze all the way towards long. Are they going to go? No one's going to go on up? Come on, someone give him something.
He keeps looking away as soon as the guy jump spots. There he goes, finally seeing him. There he goes. Late as Allman. He doesn't even know what hit him.
Have patience, and you will be rewarded. As HSK, waiting, finally gets the frag, and Allman, he's gotta be a little ticked off about that. But you know what's good about MVP for this round here, Pilly, is the fact that the defense is split now. It's a 2-2. I do believe it is. Zoking and Kaze together. And you have Advent and Freeman over at the B bomb site. An MVP. All 5 players gathering up together. They have the AK on Zeph. This could actually work out, man. They got 2 smokes and a flash.
I think it will. And it's not only because they have the utility. ViCi just don't. Like, you look at Freeman, he's got 1 flashbang. Advent's got 1 flashbang. They both have pretty lackluster weaponry and some pretty isolated angles. It's pretty much a 2v5 here, and MVP is about to come out onto this bomb site. I don't think there's much ViCi can do, Blair.
I don't think there's much they can do, to be honest, but you know what? Still work on out. As the smoke's going to come on in. Freeman, we know what he can do with an MP9. Well, just finds 1 kill. Team Flash coming in. There is still this player to contend with. That's Advent, who unfortunately not able to find much. And Kaze from the heavens with an AWP of his. He finds 1, making things a little bit easier on this retake. Zoking knows. Yeah, he knows where Zeta is. Comes pre-firing around, but Kaze is not stopping this man, dude. And HSK finds Advent. HSK is a beast! And he just needs to find 1 where he gets a tag in. And it's all on Kaze on 6 points of health. Stacks with a P250. He just needs to land 1 shot. Kaze is sticking it. He's sticking it. He's sticking it. He's sticking it. And he's going to clutch it on out. That is such a huge play from Kaze, despite the heroic efforts from HSK. What a round. We wanted to see an HSK versus Kaze round. There you have it.
Yeah, but not really what I was looking for. All things considered, regardless, ViCi, they absolutely steal that one away. There's no reason why MVP should be losing that, but it's not a complete loss because only one player alive will put a lot of pressure on this economy from ViCi. They're not going to be able to get very good weaponry or utility. And MVP all thinks it's here to have the better buy, and they're going to rush out Monster. Freeman lights them all up.
He barely takes any damage as well, 78 HP. He'll make his escape, and they're still getting hurt by Almond. How are they winning these rounds, Freeman? Look at him, he's still perched right there. He's ready for more.
MVP is not going to give him any more. They're going to scurry back home towards T-spawn and try to find some way back into this round because there's no way in hell they're making it out that monster tunnel, I'll tell you that. And it's looking like ViCi straight into the swing of things. Should have been MVP to break up the momentum last round, missed opportunity, and again, this round they should have had a better buy, and if they had made a little bit better use of that, it's another opportunity missed. And this is their opportunity to be able to get the 2-0 in this series.
And you were questioning why Kazi bought the op in the second round. Come on, Pilly. Well, let's see what MVP can do with whatever they have here. HP's not great, man. This is not good at all. This is so very low. 30 seconds. They are going to be telegraphing exactly what they're going to be coming in from Molotov towards the barrels. Of course, no one there waiting. And they're not going to take advantage of it. They're just going to go for the save here. I'm not sure what the Molotov was for, to be honest.
I guess just to make sure that ViCi don't hunt them.
Perhaps, I guess, kinda. Anyway, 3 guns saved. Stacks will be able to buy something. Zeph, no, he won't.
There you go, he's got enough for AK armor, I guess.
Zeph can actually. He can go for Galil and some Kevlar, I guess.
What a weird scenario indeed. Alright, MVP. Let's see what they're going to go for. It's a Mach 10 on Zeph. What's the approach though? Because ViCi, you can't rush against them now. They've got such good money. They've got all the utility they could ever want or need. MVP. Looks like a lot of players over here towards Fountain and one into the connector. Nice nade going to be coming out and chunking a bunch of these lads down for their HP value. Kaze, what is he doing solo long flare? I have absolutely no idea, and that's going to allow one of these players to upgrade to an AWP and get ViCi off to a man disadvantage.
Kaze just does Kaze things. There is no reasoning with this madman. He goes in for the kills, and sometimes life doesn't really pan out that way, but that's okay. Zayn is going to be walking on up. Zoking there. Oh, and he peeks that out. He was playing the anti-flash. It is so unfortunate for Zayn, but Zeta, he just gets a shot onto Almond through the smoke, and Advent's I like how Freeman's running in for the retake, and Advent's like, turn around, we're getting the hell out of here.
MVP, they're doing the same thing. They're not sure whether to commit or not. They ran forward at long, then they ran back, then they ran forward again, then they ran back. Everyone's just a little bit confused at this point, Blair. And you can't really blame them. But
I like how MVP are already saving, while ViCi are already saving, and MVP still haven't taken the site.
Yeah.
They're already saving, and MVP are yet to walk into the site. This is, I mean, obviously these guys don't know it, but it is a little funny.
That should be MVP's ticket straight back into things, and a ticket that they can potentially take to 2-0 station. If they stay on the train long enough. You got to make sure you ride that train all the way to victory, Blair.
You like trains, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much you know about Sydney trains, but they're not the most efficient, generally not very timely. So I do have my gripes with trains, but from time to time, as long as I'm not trying to throw a Molotov to barrels on this map in particular, they are pretty cool.
All right. Well, despite the valiant efforts of our dear friend Don Hachi, Valve refused to take out a train. I love the fact the train's still there in this map.
I hate it. I hate ambient sounds in general. I wish they would remove all ambient sounds.
I hate it as well. But just a tilt, Mr. Hachi. Absolutely. Remember, like, you don't remember it's 1.6, but like whenever you go down Pop Dog towards Ivy, if you step beyond a certain point, it needs to trigger a plane sound flying overhead.
Could everyone hear that?
Everyone could hear that.
That's ridiculous.
But people used to do that just to fake stuff out.
That's cool.
And it was pretty cool.
Something that annoys me the most is whenever you have a long tech pause and you're on Inferno And you just listen to that harp for about 25 minutes.
I
And
li-
you're like, where's your fifth player?
I like
I've listened to the harp
I
for
like the
25 minutes.
I like
Where's
the
your
harp.
fifth player?
I like the harp. Shut up.
After 25 minutes of the harp, I don't think you would like the harp anymore.
Fair enough.
MVP. Very slow approach from them. 2 in towards the connector, 2 towards party. They're just biding their time and now probably going to go and try to take some control of the party or the fountain area. Got Zion over there looking at B.
Excuse me.
It's alright. It's perfectly acceptable, Blair.
A lot of gas coming out of my body here. Anyway, MVP 10-9. And the thing is, with ViCi, can you just acknowledge the fact that Kazi's positioning in the previous round gave them the op, and the op got them the 3rd kill?
Oh, I said it as soon as I saw it. It was a bit, how you going, as we would say in Australia. And I like this bathroom setup from ViCi, especially with how slow MVP are walking in, but this is very tradable.
There's literally no one at long, although we can see a player making his way up bank. I think that is that Alman? I do believe it is.
This is getting a bit tense. First frag goes the way of Kaze. No one's really close enough to be able to trade, and they're not going to expect Zoki so close. Look at Zeph, he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, and Zoki still floating on around. Zayn does get the kill, and look at Kaze still there. Zayn thinking he can pick up the bomb in the smoke, will be punished by Mr. Kaze, and now Stack strikes. HSK making his way towards the side. There's no one there, but there's flank coming in real quickly here. They need to get the bomb down. Stack's going to do the smart thing and try to get the bomb down in the truck, right next to the truck rather. And Freeman spots out a player, gets the kill. Stax makes his escape, spots out a player, finds him. It's a 1v1. Freeman versus Stax. Stax, he's got the health, he's got a couple of flashbacks, and he's got to go on top of Freeman. This man just does not miss, does he now? And he's going to tie things up, picks up the op as well to carry on over into the next round and drop it over to Kaze. And this game is just back and forth, Pilly.
It is. And MVP, they should still be able to buy into the next one. Over on the side of ViCi, their money's not doing fantastic. Only 1 alive in the last. So MVP still have more opportunities to take advantage of, although they did miss some earlier in the half. They're going to be able to barely hang on to this. But this might be one of the last ones they get if they don't take advantage of this opportunity in particular. And things could start to get a little bit hairy for them, and ViCi could really pull away, and that's where we're looking at the 3rd mapper sort of territory. I haven't actually seen ViCi run their super aggressive A setup that I saw them run a lot at the major just yet, which is interesting. It's going to be the double con setup coming out from ViCi. And MVP, with how slow they were playing towards that con area last round, might work out pretty well, but MVP is actually walking straight back towards B. This could be very, very good for MVP. If they get clean entries over towards these 2 players towards Monster, and then the rotation would come through Connector, and Stax is in position to just be able to punish that. This round could go either way. It's going to be a couple of key duels that are going to decide it here, Blair.
Yeah, indeed it will, and Adam's going to fall Freeman.
Oh, look at the Connector. He can backstab. There it is.
They're all dead?
Yep.
They're all dead. That is so well played for MVP. And they haven't even pushed in yet. Look at that. The reaction being drawn up from that 1 kill. But Freeman, as long as this guy's still alive, never mind, he's dead.
Yeah. That's how I saw that round going almost every time. At ViCi, those monster players had to multi-frag on the MVP guys. As soon as they lose, even if they went 2 for 2 in that scenario, where Stax is sitting in the back of Connector, those players have to rotate in that Connector setup. As soon as the pressure comes in towards B, those guys want to backstab ASAP through short B, and Stax in the back of Con was always going to be able to come away with at least one of those, if not both.
Kaze knows that there's no chance of escape here. Look at everyone flanking him from every angle possible. Still trying to stay alive. I doubt he can pull off the cheeky defuse there. But yeah, he's just going to save, and I think he should be able to save here. He's on 100 HP. Sorry, 97 HP, but yeah, that should suffice. There we go.
Lost one of those extra guns on MVP.
Did an op die? I think that was in Zeta. I think he died.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate, but you know what? They win the round. I think that's what matters here.
And ViCi have no loss bonus to lean back on. Look how broke they are. That's about as hard of a reset as you can get. I would like to see them force pistols around this AWP, to be honest, and try to get back into the game. A good way to do that would probably be aggressing on the A side of the map with the AWP and then stacking B with the pistols. You could even stack in Connector. and go for like a 2-2 setup in connector and short B and play retake on that B bomb site while Kaze looks for picks towards A. You could even boost him up in a cheeky position like over retaking that B bomb site. Lots of different options for ViCi and lots of angles where those pistols could come away with some pretty nice frags.
The fact that Kaze has it up is always gonna give a chance to ViCi as well. That's the one X factor they have, the big X factor. And I like how it's not being sent alone towards one part of the map. I like that it's not playing passively. He is being proactive with this, so even though, oh, they're gonna be pushing in here. But I like it just gives position here though.
It's the double con setup. And then 2 of these players for ViCi playing close to short B. So they can potentially crunch on this short B area once MVP do take control of this. I don't like that Kaze isn't being super proactive with the AWP. And overall, this round could definitely go the way of MVP if Orma gets picked off too quickly here.
But looking in the direction, Flash, no, this is Smoke actually. It's going to walk on out, and Zeta's ready and waiting. Oh, they're going to pick on out the flashbang. Oh no, was that a T-Flash? The timing on that, he opened the door and the flash pops. That is so unfortunate for ViCi. Now they don't know where Kaze is. It's on Mr. Freeman again. CZ, dead.
I don't like the way that setup was functioning at all. The pistoling players are far too split up. They can't trade each other. You're just basically putting all the pressure on one of your connector players or Orman to multi-frag. And when he can't even get one, it doesn't even look close. And they can't even hold on to the orb. That's a disaster for ViCi. They're broke again. Next round, the loss bonus isn't going to give them enough utility to be able to play into the late round. And MVP, they're building up more and more cash. This might be a 2-0 here, Blair.
Well, this could very well be a 2-0.
But in the next round, if they don't have the best of money, it might be a good time to mix in that aggressive setup towards Party and Fountain.
Which they haven't done yet, right?
Yeah.
And that is very interesting indeed. Although, their opportunities to make that happen are slowly dwindling away. We are entering the final stages of this map. Round number 23 being played out here out of the potential 30 regulation rounds that we have. They have a full eco setup, and that's going to allow MVP to get to 13 rounds.
Might end up in a situation where both of the underdogs upset on day one.
I wouldn't really... Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. MVP would be the underdogs in this matchup, especially looking at the achievements that ViCi have had so far this year. Yeah.
And talk about an underdog upset, right? Like, they're beating ViCi on their 2 best maps.
Is Overpass their best map?
Yes.
I think it's more... I think it's a toss-up between... I mean, Inferno for sure. For sure. But I think it's a tie between Overpass and Mirage. I think the Mirage is extremely underrated because they don't like playing against other Asian teams. But I think the Mirage is pretty good as well.
I disagree. I think their train's better than their Mirage just because of how much they've had to play it.
Could be, could be. But yeah, Overpass is definitely not a map that are weak on either. So we said this before the game got started, Pili, that this is a statement match for MVP. You're here to show that it's no longer just these Chinese teams, that these guys can do some damage. Hold on to the thought, Freeman. Finds Zeta comes on out. There's no need for them to really go for these. Oh, but Zeta's dead. That's a free AK. So is Advent.
Kaze gets an AK for himself.
Which he'll probably drop on... Oh, can anyone buy an AWP? No,
Nope.
no one can.
So this is the perfect round for them to mix in that aggression over towards Fountain and Party, to be honest. Would love to see that. Maybe a long push as well, mixed in with that. MVP, all the money in the world for those lads. Alright, what's the setup going to be over towards A? You've got Kaze and Zoking. Looks like they're going to be chilling back in towards the toilet area here. Oh, this is a set play off the bat for MVP. Oh, they're throwing the A smokes and then trying to find a pick on this guy jump spotting off the back of that. That's a bit weird.
Whenever anyone does this, I want to like take out pom-poms and start going like HSK, HSK, HSK. Can he not spot the player jumping there? It almost looks like I can see him though. Oh yeah, he's not. My bad.
This is such a weird round from MVP. They threw so much utility over A, and now they're throwing like a whole set of utility over towards B, while 4 guys are just standing on each other's heads in T-spawn.
Listen, man, if they don't know what they're doing, how will ViCi?
I guess so.
Insert meme.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, Blair, I can't argue with you. Advent still has a Molotov to be able to hold on to on this B bomb side, but they're just going to go walking out Monster. I'm not sure he's going to get an opportunity to throw it Will this crossfire be enough for ViCi?
No, Freeman opening it up, and he's just playing around the pillar puff with a nice counter flash coming out. And with that, Almond, Nade, and Freeman combo. HSK and Stacks. Oh no, they're stuck. Oh, but HSK somehow manages to get a frag. I don't even know what's going on here. And now HSK slowly walking on out. Is he? Nope. He's too low to risk this. Stacks going to walk out, but he's alone. And he will get punished by Zoking as HSK. You're right, Pilly. That was a strange round indeed. And they, after using all the utility, just walking out from Monster straight out, that was either sheer genius or that made that made no sense.
Yeah, I've seen rounds from Astralis on this map where they throw those 2 toilet smokes towards the front entrance of toilets and the divider. And then one player throws utility over that A side and pushes that A player who's looking for the AWP pick over onto Fountain off the angle, which makes it feel like they're very much putting pressure in that part of the map. And then you very quickly execute B off the timing off of that. And I thought that's what MVP were going to go for. But actually, it was a bit of a throw utility at A, which wouldn't even incentivize that rotator that they're looking to pick to jump spot or be in heaven, because he would, in that scenario, probably be rotating back towards the A bomb site in the first place.
Indeed. And now MVP. They're going in faster, but Kaze ready and waiting. They find Almond, and Kaze is still floating around somewhere. But HSK, meanwhile, finding Zoking, and look at Freeman walking on up. He's going to get himself a free kill. And now Kaze, he's been... Well, right now, ViCi have to kind of... They've swapped roles, Pilly.
Yeah, they left Advent actually solo on that B bomb site that round in particular, and then had the 4-man set up towards Con and A. That's thrown MVP for a bit of a loop, but this round is not unwinnable for them. Zion in a key position, but Freeman seems very well aware.
Freeman is clued on to him, but Zion will come on top. Kaze with a no-scope. Of course, he's going to land a fast scope, actually. Not exactly a no-scope. And it's all on Kaze. 1v2. Bomb down. He's got the bomb at his feet. But the problem is with 50 seconds on the clock, he knows MVP have a lot of times to reposition themselves, but that op is going to be a problem. The thing is, it is going to be a high-risk play for them to try and retrieve that.
has a smoke here, Blair. He can just drop it and pick up the bomb, and from there it's going to be very difficult for Kaze to find the angle.
Yeah, but it's Kaze. The guy can literally see through everything.
Oh, he can actually see the bomb.
They can't pick it up. They can't pick it up. It's not deep enough. It's not deep enough. Oh, he sees it. Oh, he misses it. He misses it. Oh, Lord. 22 seconds. And he's going to go for the plant. For the bank. And Kaze, P to 50 out. If he finds Zine, this is winnable. But what is Kaze going to do? Flashbang out. Oh, he's just going to go for the save here. Do they have money? No, they have no money. He's just going to go for the save. And that's a smart call coming out from ViCi.
Round was pretty winnable. Don't know.
If he got the kill. Or else they'll lose the op.
That's just very unfortunate.
I mean, these are the hard decisions you have to make
Yep.
in CS, right? Like, for example, you have so much money. Do you play for overtime, or do you, try and force it out? Tough decisions to be made. But in this scenario, I'm going to side with the fact that he saved was the right decision. It's not. They're still not on map point, and this op could be what decides, whether ViCi comes back or not.
Yeah, him holding on to the orb means he can drop an orb over to a teammate. So I agree with you, Blair.
Thanks, Billy. That's so kind of you.
I like how you think, man.
That is a scary thing. Oh, if it only hit that shot, though.
Yeah. Well, he could see the bomb and everything, but crosshair placement was just a bit scuffed from the man.
And the smoke just wasn't deep enough. Actually, MVP kind of screwed that one up. But fortune will favor MVP in that round. It's a 14-11. I think the scoreline in front was 16-11. Are we going to see a repeat of that scoreline is the question some people would be having on their lips. As MVP once again slowly, methodically will start to do something. They're tossing a lot of stuff over towards the fountain area, but they're all going to be gathering it towards B. At least they're not going to be going for that throw smokes at A, throw smokes at B, and then go for the 4-man stack.
Yeah, the problem with this B bomb site here is that Allman and Freeman have so many flashbangs to be able to counter flash here towards Monster, which could set Advent up for some pretty free kills. Smoke into the back of the Monster for Allman there over towards Sandbag is going to delay this push a little bit longer from MVP. But the longer that MVP waits, the more of an advantage they're at, because the less and less utility ViCi have left.
Allman should be careful. They hear him jumping there, and one well-aimed bullet in that position, and he's going to get plucked off. I like this re-aggression from Zoking, and that should be the top of the rotation to take place. Kazi's making his way. Advin's going to find one for him, and Advin is just shutting it down. All of a sudden, everyone's dead, Pilly, and it's all on Mr. Stacks, who is getting slowly but surely hunted down by Zoking, but I think he's aware as well. And well, ViCi, for a change, they managed to win it, and not just win it, they keep every single player alive here. Are they going to stick with a dual op setup is the question. I see Alman picking it up and tossing it away, picking it up, tossing it away. It looks like they're just going to stick with the rifles. And I think, you know what, in this juncture, looking at the setups they have, I think just the 4 rifles and a 1 op would be the right play.
And that save in the last round might have been the difference maker, honestly, because Freeman having that AUG was a bit of extra firepower that they needed over towards the B bomb site. Obviously, Allman with some great flashbangs, making it easier for his teammates to be able to pick off some of these tees as they come into the bomb site a lot easier. And now MVP, their money's a little bit on the weak side. ViCi definitely coming back into this game, clawing their way back. It's going to get up to that 14-13, 14-14 scoreline.
14-14 scoreline would be quite disappointing for MVP. They have really fought throughout this entire game. ViCi have not made this easy, Pilly. It has really been an uphill battle. Bear in mind, map 1 was ViCi leading 6-1. A map we kind of thought would kind of run away, ViCi would run away with it, and they might just take it 2-0. But MVP now on the precipice of winning this game, 14-12, and also on the precipice of getting reset.
They're going to force. I actually can't believe that. 2 of them going down to pistols to be able to buy into this round. They must have something in mind here. Got to be a faster play. It looks like it's going to be a con and a pinch.
Charging up. Oh, he might just get caught off guard here. Oh, he's blinded. Zoking is getting taken down. Look at the pace being set here. Are they going to slow things down is a question. Kaze is running. They don't know. They're still not committed to the rotate. And Kaze with the AWP, he finds one. He finds another one. And Alman joins the party as well. That early pace so very good, but it's not going to be enough, and it's going to be HSK who's going to be found out as well. And from what was a very promising start, gets smacked down into the ground as Alman and Kaze just come in and just completely, utterly annihilate the take from MVP.
They do indeed. Alman's had some massive, massive plays in this game in particular. We missed one of them when the feed went down, unfortunately. He got like a 4K in one of those key gun rounds, and then another key play towards the end of that half, I believe. He's finding some pretty key frags and flashbangs in that fourth round where their backs are against the wall on the side of ViCi. An MVP now. Don't know how I was feeling about that pistol buy, and they did get that opening frag, but once they couldn't really trade out Kaze, that was pretty much the end of things. Kaze just created so much space. He multi-fragged as they're trying to chase him down. Allman shooting people in the side.
I personally felt like I think they had enough utility after they got their first kill, and also I do believe that they would have picked up some utility from I think it was Zoking. They could have just gone for, I wouldn't say exactly wall of smokes, but a little bit more chaos towards the B bomb side, and try to get the bomb done, and then try and play for, you know, just to play the bomb. Instead, they kind of just forced their way in there, walked in, and by the time Kaze, he's not going to miss those shots. Those are pretty easy, and he wasn't really getting swarmed either. And Alman was there and ready, so that is a little uncharacteristic from MVP. One thing I've seen about these guys is when they get the first pick, they don't get panicky, they don't force things, they don't try to force the matter. They take things a little slowly, they try to like slow things down. So that was very, very strange for MVP PK.
And they're going to have to take a save as a result of it. So this game really coming down to the wire. Should be 14-14, assuming that ViCi just closed this one out fairly easily. Which, looking at the weaponry and utility on the side of MVP, should be the case. Problem is that ViCi's money is so good at this point that MVP, their options are pretty limited. Like, the amount of fast plays that they can go for over towards that B bomb site can get shut down pretty easily with how much Molotovs and smokes that ViCi will be able to have, as well as the counter flashes that have been working for them time and time again. It's like MVP just going to try to explode on this A bomb site with the flashbang. Only one player really affected by that.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
Zoking's making a mess of it like that, and Zeph's got his hand on an AWP.
What?
This is not where you'd want to be losing the game here, ViCi.
What? How? You can't lose a round like that. You cannot lose a round like that. And Zeph has picked up Freeman. It's Advent 1v2. His team has betrayed him. He knows where Zeph is. He's going to get the kill. Waits patiently, finds a headshot. It's a 1v1. The bomb down, but he's so very low. He's got a kit though. Can he land a shot? He can't. HSK is going to wreck him. How have they thrown this one away, Pilly? How do you lose a round like that? Zoking completely, utterly whiffs a spray that should never happen at this level. It should never happen at this level. And the thing is, I never point out when teams whiff sprays or whiff a shot. I mean, that happens to the best of us, happens to the best players in the world, even to a simpler device or whoever. But that was just unforgivable, man.
It was. That's literally the end of the game because he wasn't able to spray down the eco round there. I mean, look, he did get flashed. And it was towards the end of that flash, but he allows those pistoling players to swarm Kaze, and he's only able to kill one of them and damage half on the other. And literally, that's the end of the game. Did he get 2
kills at least? I think Kaze got 2, right?
I think Kaze got 1 and he got 1.
Oh,
and
okay,
Zoking got 1, or 1.5 basically. And then they got the AWP, and then Zeta got 1 with the P250 and got traded back, and MVP closed out that 2-on-2.
Unbelievable.
With only 2 flashbangs and 2 P250s.
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable scenes here. Ladies and gentlemen, MVP PK 1 round away from taking the series, and ViCi.
This is such a weird setup. Why is Zoking soloing Connector and Kaze's just running around the toilets with an AWP? Like, what's he going to do with this up, man?
I don't know. I think he's trying to redeem himself. And, well, he does get 1 kill. Immediate trade.
It's a 1-for-1 in con. Like, that's not good for the CTs. That's control for MVP. It doesn't give them any info. Now ViCi is going to push out into short B because they're at a bit of a disadvantage. And Zion, he could have potentially got himself a pick there.
As ViCi, at least, well, it's a 1-for-1 trade, but yeah, I agree with you. That was kind of like a one-and-done spot, and that round's going to haunt Zoking tonight.
So now MVP, they're throwing these smokes onto the B bomb site to potentially fake out ViCi. You can see them sending Zeph over there towards the A side of the map to throw some grenades. He threw a divider molly just then, dropped a flashbang in towards the toilet. And that's making Advent run back and forth in the maze. Here comes the push from MVP.
This never works. This never works for MVP. I don't know why they keep insisting on this. Smoke's great. But Allman, he lines them both up, and it's all on Zeph. And in 20 seconds, he is not really looking to try and win this round. 15-14 will be the scoreline. ViCi 1 away from taking it to overtime. And for MVP, they would love to close this one out here. I don't know why MVP keeps trying for that crab walk out from Monsters. Never worked so far.
Couldn't tell you, honestly. Would have liked to see them just use that utility to be able to just win the round with. However, now MVP's pretty broke. Stux is the only one who's going to be able to afford anything, and he's going to buy an AWP and go down to no armor. Throw the AWP over to HSK. Zeph's going to have an AK, and the rest of the lads are going to have to go down towards pistols and an up. Over on the side of ViCi. Pretty good buy. All things considered, they're going to go for the 4-man boost, but unfortunately they can't even get that working for them just yet. Here it is. Finally, we've ended up boosting, and there's the 2-man boost that gets punished. Allman's able to find, HSK's able to find a pick onto Allman.
It took a while for him to get lucky there again. This is going to be hard, but well, they didn't manage to win it with P250s and 2 flashes, so I don't know, Pilly. I think this is definitely an upgrade from that round.
This is a very winnable round here for MVP.
Unless Kaze decides to take matters into his own hands, which could very much be the case. Well, run jump. I don't think that was really a good run jump, to be honest. Luckily for him, there's no one there, but now Kaze is going to reposition himself. He's going to peek on out. It's about who is going to be ready for whom. Yeah,
Kaze could definitely pick these Ts coming up onto the bomb site, but not only that, Zoking's actually soloing Connector, which means he could get the backstab on this A execute. Look at this boost, though. This could be what MVP need, especially if Kaze gets a bit antsy towards long there. And here's the backstab from Zoking. Any second now, if MVP aren't ready for this, this could be the end of the round as well. But they're getting closer. And this can only be a matter of time. One flash over the top from Zyme.
He's alone, he's alone, he's alone. Here comes a peek. Oh, he misses a shot. He needed to land that. Oh, he's missing it all again. And Zoking, meanwhile, finding stacks. Kaze, he's missing everything. That is so unfortunate. That's allowed Zeta to make his way to the bottom. And this is looking so terrible. Freeman does reply back. Zoking still very much alive. Freeman finds another one, but it's all alone under 1v1. And HSK is going to clutch this one out. And that is going to be MVP. PK winning what has been pure butt clinch of a map here, Pele, 16-14 and 16-11 on map 1. That was fun. That was weird, but it was fun.